Hey, welcome to my journey, my garden journey. We are going to head down. This is Saturday morning. We're going to head down and start working on the fall garden. We got to haul out let's just start driving. We got to haul out the okra. David said it was just too hard for him to handle. He couldn't pick it up and throw it over the fence because we were gonna put on a tarp and drag it down to the woods. But he said they were like small trees. The trunks of them were like this. He said they were small trees, and with the dirt. Okay, get over my little little road here. People just insist on riding more than their side, and it scares you. Anyway, I think I complain every time I get on the road. And with the dirt ball on the end, he said he couldn't get them lifted over. He said maybe by the time we come back, they would have dried up a little bit. Might help. So we got to figure out the best way to get those out of the garden. And then there's going to be some tilling, and I don't know what he's going to bring in there. Cow manure, compost. I don't know what he's going to bring something in there just to put on the rows. We're not going to spend the money to put it on the whole garden and till it in, because then you just have it in the middle walking part, and to us that just seems like much of a waste when we're trying to save money and it's a good sized garden. We just thought it'd be cheaper to run it. And I don't know if he's getting a pickup load, if he's buying bags. I don't know what he's going to do. I really don't. I will know today when I get there, and so will y'all. But I got, oh, child, they was on the wrong side of the road. They just about hit that mailbox. They swerved way over there. Listen, I'm going to be vigilant in my driving today. But I got my pumpkin spice cold brew to work on going down there. I got Jacob's knack bag, his hocus pocus. Haven't been able to get down there and have a garden day in a while to take him his knacks and his juice. I got the cooler in the back with our drinks and waters and things in it. It's only supposed to be in the low 80s today, so it sounds like it'll be a nice day. I've looked at the weather on up into next week, and we're not getting out of the pretty much low 80s. I don't even know if we're getting into the mid 80s, but we're definitely not getting into the 90s, so it should be fine to plant this garden now. We got green beans. I know we got purple hull peas, but I can't remember if he also found Crowder peas or not. I can't remember. I've had them back there in my garden bag for so long, I forgot what he bought, because it's been a while since he found them. And then turnip greens. We want to plant turnip greens, which this is a new thing for us. It's on a strip, and you just plant the strip. I'm like, if everything was on a strip, how easy would that be? So that's new to us. But we want to plant some turnips to get the turnip greens, and the turnips, of course. And then mustard greens. And our collard greens, we bought some slips to be mailed to us instead of direct sowing from seed. Everything else is coming from seed. We just wanted to give our collards the best shot, because I really want my collards. Well, I want my mustards and my turnips too, but I really want my collards for the fall. And I told him, I said, don't you get me no more. They come in like 10, how many ever. I said, don't you get me no more than 10. I ain't working up no more than 10 big old giant collard plants. I ain't got room for them in the freezer neither. Because with just the two of us, we don't eat that much collards at a time. It don't take a bunch like when we had the family at home. So And plus, what a job, what a job, what a job. I like to freeze mine pretty much cooked, as close to cooked all the way as I can get, and that is very, very time consuming. I will have to get out my big canner pot and doing that, because it takes collard greens a good while to cook down. I might enlist the help of my 8-quart Instant Pot. That might be a good way to go about it, because I can just do batch after batch, get them good and cooked down in the canner pot, and while the one in the Instant Pot's going, just let the one in the canner pot just keep going, you know. I think that's what I might have to do, because you can get a lot of stuff in that 8-quart. When I bought my Instant Pots, I bought a 3, a 6, and an 8. I just thought I needed all 3 sizes, and I have used that 8 for boiling peanuts, making giant batches of soup, my potatoes and meatloaf and corn. I've used it for that. I've used it. I don't use it often, but I have used it, so I'm glad I got it. The one I use the most is the 3-quart, especially since it's just me and David. I usually want to get the 6-quart out if I'm making spaghetti. But anyway, well, that's all I know. I'm just going to head down here and I'll film whatever we get into. So you can see the first thing we got to do is we got to drag these old tomato plants out of here, and then all that okra. We got to drag out all that okra. You can see the grass over there. That's what used to be the pumpkins. Oh, what is that, Holly?
I don't know. Mystery plant. It looks like a
We've got something.
squash pumpkin.
What in the world would it be? Here are our purple hull peas. They're doing pretty good. They're not like feeding the family by any stretch of the imagination, because there's only just a couple little plants here. And there's a couple more up there. And the October beans just went, and Holly got her first watermelon. Tell them about your watermelon.
It was good. It smelled delicious. It was sweet. It was a baby, what do we call it?
Sugar baby?
Sugar baby. So it was just like this. Very seedy. But, I mean,
Where are
next
you
year
growing a
we'll do-
watermelon?
I know. But we were talking about how you can plant them like one seed, one seedless, and then they cross-pollinate, and then you end up with a bunch of seedless. So,
Oh. What? Oh, let me see your work boots. Let me see. Oh, you got your work boots on like Pawpaw.
Yeah.
What you doing today?
I just talked to Maddie. Make sure we wasn't in the garden pit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. All right, say, see you later, ladies. Listen, that's a little country boy through and through right there. All right, say bye, ladies.
Bye.
All right, me and Holly's gonna get busy. Daddy ain't down here yet. Okay, it's really sunny. I can't hardly tell what I'm looking at, but as you can tell, we got rid of those few plants of peas because we made the executive decision that she was not getting enough off of them to make a mess to eat. They were just piecemealing. And I said, well, let's just take them up. Let's pick what, if there's anything on there, pick them up. See, he's got the tiller going. And then pull them up and start all fresh. So, grass and all, everything's gone. Those cherry tomato plants, the peas, me and Holly, it took us forever, but we got up all them okras and got them down to the woods. So, he's getting us tilled. And I don't know if we'll be planting today or tomorrow, but oh, there's a pretty butterfly. I'll tell you in the car about our almost not getting come. Okay, we are leaving for the day. David is give out. When he tells me his hand's hurting, he's way past the limit. He's out there tilling. We got everything. We didn't plant anything today. We're gonna plant tomorrow. I know. I said don't plant on Sunday. It won't make. But this is how it's falling for us. So we got everything pulled out, like I showed you the video, and he got everything tilled, and then now he cut the hills in, which we're gonna have to do some hand hoeing, I believe, to make sure there's enough room to walk in between them. But he was out there and I told him to stop. I said, you're not tilling another inch. You're not. I said, let Holly drive it up to the trailer. Well, she can't hold it up. She can't do that. I said, let her. So whenever I was just now pulling out, he was showing her how to hold it to get it up to the trailer. Cause I'm telling you, I don't know how he's gonna make it to full retirement without doing anything. I just don't. Listen, you hear my cooler slinging around back there and everything? So we opted not to do no cow manure because we went to Home Depot and we priced it, and as much as we was gonna need for that big old garden, I told him, I said, that defeats the whole purpose of getting free food. I said, let's just not do nothing. I said, we fertilized things last year that didn't come up. I said, let's just don't fertilize it this year. Let's just put it in the ground. You can do the soil test this winter, whatever. He can get it and send it off. And we'll know next year, you know, what's wrong with it, what it needs or whatever. And we'll do more research and discovering what plant needs what, you know, more so than we have this year. This year's just one of those trial and error gardens. And I'll tell you, for trial and error, even though a lot didn't come up, what did come up, we got a bunch of food off of it. So we know it will grow. So we're gonna come back tomorrow and plant. Now I put in a Food Line pickup order that I hope is ready, because it take me a half hour to get home. So I hope it's ready, and then I can just swing on by there and get it and go home, so we can have hot dogs for supper. I figured that's something easy to make, and it'll keep us from having to eat out. Even though we plan on eating out, you know, one day, if I'm not super tired like today. Now I worked. I look like it too. I worked, but then when what I had to do was done, then I was done. So I'm not to the point to where I'm dragging so much I can't fix supper, but I did want something easy, and I said, well, hot dogs will be easy. So that's what we're going to do for supper. Now what I was going to tell you was I thought wasn't going to get the till because I left before David, and I hadn't got too far down the road. And he called, he said, can't find my trailer keys. I said, what? So I'm telling him, did you look here? Did you look here? He looked everywhere. I said, well, I'm going to come home and help you look. He said, okay. So I turned around, went back, couldn't find them. So what he had to do is he's got a key, he's got a padlock on the trailer. So can't nobody come and hook to the trailer. But they could do what he did. He said, well, I can cut it off. He had bolt cutters. And Lord, he couldn't hold it with his left hand. He had to rest it on the back of the truck or something, and then push down with his right hand. However he got it, he finagled it. Oh my God. This big old truck crossing the line. Lord have mercy, people. What did I say when I was on the way down here? I'm gonna fuss about the people on the road the whole time. So he said he's got a two locks on his drop hitch. One for the hitch and one for something else on it. I don't know. But so he just used the regular hitch to get it down here. Once he cut the padlock off of it, he could still bring it down here and we till it, obviously. But now he's going to have his drop hitch, which is a hitch made to keep it from getting stolen, or I don't understand how it works. But anyway, he's gonna have to get it rekeyed, which is, if they can do it, I would assume the cheaper option than buying a whole new hitch, because I don't think they're cheap. Not the kind he's got. So I told him, I said, is it always something? Listen, there's been something in the way of this garden every turn when we first started. Y'all remember all the trouble we had? So we just planting it and leaving it up to nature to just do her thing. So anyway, well, that's all I know about going home. I'll see you back tomorrow. Okay, we're here on day 2. You can see David back there. He's measuring or something. I'm not sure what he's doing, but it's a breezy day. It's nice and chilly out here. Hope it stays that way. So I went to the Dollar Tree, picked me up a few things, got Jacob a few things, got Holly a few things.
Oh.
So I'm gonna get off of here and go see what David's up to. Okay, we are, oh, I think he has toys up there. Maybe I'm gonna go this way. We are through planting. Nathan is out there watering. Did not take us long at all today. We didn't use the seed thing. We planted by hand. Did not take us long. Was not hard. Beautiful weather. No sun. Overcast. Breezy. Slight little chill in the air. Perfect day to plant a garden. So what we planted was 2 different green beans, pole beans and bush beans. Now, he bought 4 packs of each, and we thought, okay, well, that'll be a whole row. No, 4 packs was only half a row. So we got the bush beans and the pole beans on the same row. Then the turnips that we planted came in a 30-foot, two 15-foot tapes. So we got a 30-foot row of turnips. And these things that we're planting, like turnips, we've never planted turnips before, so we don't know how many that's going to yield, if it's going to be too much, if it's not going to be enough. The mustard seeds, we got not a full row of that. We had one bag. The thing about mustard and onions, the seeds are so tiny, it is dang near impossible to plant one seed every 4 inches. You plant 2 or 3 or 4 seeds every 4 inches. It's impossible to just hold it and drop one. It just is, unless you want to spend all day out there. We didn't, so we did what we could do, and that's all I know to say about it. So we planted mustard greens, and then we didn't get a full. We had 4 bags of purple whole peas. We didn't get a whole full row of that. Close. And then the spring onions, that's what I call them. That's what they look like. I don't know if you call them something different, if you plant them in the fall or not. They finished out the turnip row, so that worked for that. And then she wanted some sweet onions and some red onions, and so we split a row with that, half red and half white. And that's what we planted today. And then the only other thing that we'll plant this fall will be her strawberries and the collards. And that will be everything we plant this fall. So I think making hills for everything is the way to go, because the dirt is fluffier. What time is it? 12:18? Woo, child! I come up through here. It was, listen, I can say this because I know how, when I used to go to church, how when it got 12 o'clock, it was time to go. That church, it cleared. Don't even look like nobody had been there. It's 12:18. And the parking lot was full, because when I come up through here, it was like 15 till 11. That's how long it took us. It was 15 till 11. Now it's 20 after 12. So, and we stood around, talked a little bit here and there. So, not bad at all. But and then I'm pretty sure I got 10 collards coming. I told him I wasn't sure. I didn't want no more than 10 because I don't think I could handle the putting up of that many. That's a lot. That's a lot of collards to process. And after the first frost, then you start processing them. And that is a lot of collards to do at one time. I told him, because Nathan was out there too. I said, all right. I said, when the collards come on, I said, after that first frost, I said, we sitting out here and having a collard party just like we had a corn party. I said, because you got to look every leaf for bugs, worms. You can't just get them and wash them and chop them up. No, you got to look them. You got to look every leaf. If you buy them in the grocery store, you better look every leaf, because you don't know. Listen, I ain't Lindor. Vicky, if you watching, you'll remember this. She used to eat greens out of the can. Well, I did too. I ate greens in the can. Turnip greens or whatever, you know, collard greens. They still make collard greens in the can. Well, she opened the can one time and there was a worm laying on top. She never touched another can of greens, and neither did the rest of us, I don't believe. I know I didn't. I know my mama did. So, Mama used to say, yeah, she said she's going to look her greens, because if she fed a bug to her family, she wouldn't be able to stand it. She couldn't stand it if she fed her family a bug. So, listen, I've sat out there and looked many a green with Mama. We sit out there under her trees and just look greens, look greens, look greens. Yeah, that's where I learned to do my stuff. What I learned from her. So I hope I'm making her proud. What were we doing? Something yesterday. It was something. I said, now, Mama, if you looking down here, don't you say nothing. I can't remember what. Me and Holly was doing something. Oh, we were in the house yesterday shelling them peas. And a few of them would pop out and hit the floor, you know. And no. Well, we did that. This was... Me and Holly drug all the okra plants out. I'm telling you, they was little trees. They was, oh my gosh. So we tried several different ways, so we finally figured out the way that worked, and that was the last batch. But it took several trailers. But the first batch we carried down there on a tarp, and we're like, we're not making 500 trips down here because we couldn't hardly pull it. I told Holly, this is how weak I am. We were going along, and I can't walk as fast as her, obviously. And I told her, I said, okay, you stop and let me pull, and let's see if I'm helping. But when she stopped, it stopped. I couldn't pull it. I said, so I'm not doing anything. You're doing all the work. She said, yeah. She said, I can't do all these, that many trips. I said, well, what if we, or she said, what if we put them on the trailer? I said, yeah, let's do that. So then we tried to get the tarp on the trailer, and the tarp, we couldn't get it up there because then they was sliding off. So then we just threw them up on the trailer. And so then we put them on the tarp, and we drag them out the door, and we load them on the trailer. And so we did that. And then we're like, well, what if we just take them over and dump them over the fence and put them into the trailer? So I tried one time, and I couldn't hardly get it over the fence. My back wouldn't cooperate with me. And so she would throw them over the fence, and I would pick them up, put them in the trailer. And then I said, well, you want me to come in and help you drag them to the fence? And she said, yeah, drag them to the fence. So then I come in there and drag them to the fence, and then she threw them over. So we were picking about, that's women, always trying to build a better mousetrap. There's always got to be a better way to do something. That's why we do so much rearranging and reorganizing. And that's why we do that stuff, because our brains operate to the notion that there's got to be a better mousetrap. Let's try to build one. And that's what me and her did. And finally, the very last batch of it is when we figured it out. But we took that tarp down there, and then we took 3 trailer loads. The trailer that David hauls his big lawnmower on, full. 3 trailers full. Because we had a lot of okra. Gosh. and they come up with the big root ball on them, covered in dirt. They was heavy. We had a mess. So me and Holly did all that, and we was down there where we had pulled up them peas. We picked the peas before we pulled them up, and we was taking the okras off, and I said, "Oh, pea, a pea, a pea." We found a pea, and I had already told Holly. I said, "You know, that's a forkful." And I said, "Mama, I said, I'm not saving it because we had already picked them, right?" I said, I'm not saving it, taking it in." I said, "No, Mama, now if you're looking down here, don't you fuss at me." Because I was throwing that forkful away. But listen, that was her. If we sit out there, whatever we was shelling on, whether it be a dish towel in your lap, a box lid, a bowl, whatever, you got them all out. You didn't leave one behind. No pea, no bean left behind. So anyway, hopefully we'll get a good yield, enough to eat and enough to can for the green beans, and enough crowder peas to put in the freezer. But anyway, all right, well, do you want to see what I got at Dollar Tree? Like, you can answer me. I should have showed you what I got Holly, because they had, I'll just try to tell you. They put out some new seasonings, and I got them some stuff that we won't eat. Like, there's a chili and citrus. Was it chili and citrus grinder? I think chili and citrus grinder. And since it was chili, I knew we wouldn't eat it. There was an orange pepper, which I thought, because they like exotic stuff. We eat plain. They eat like all kind of stuff. Like, she was talking about Jacob. She was telling him he was wanting to help us shell peas. She said, "Peel it like you do your edamame." I said, "He peeled the edamame?" She said, "Yeah, he peels it and pops them right in his mouth." She said he's been doing that since he was a year old. So they're teaching him. He eats that dried seaweed. She sent me a snap yesterday. He's laying on the couch over just chomping down that little dried seaweed things, you know. He likes that. He likes all that stuff they feed him. But there was that orange pepper. There was cilantro lime, which we would probably eat. I think I got one of those. There was a citrus something else. And then there was a vinegar salt. I got me one of them too. That might be good on a baked potato, because I like salt and vinegar chips. I can't eat them anymore because they burn my tongue. The salt or the vinegar part of it, one, is just too strong on my tongue, so I hate it, because I really love salt and vinegar chips. Salt and vinegar pork rinds too. Used to get them up at the flea market before it burned down. I don't know, since they've rebuilt it, if over the years the fresh pork rind stand went back. It was just a little hole like the size of a closet sitting in the side of the flea market, and they had the big black kettle in there where they fresh fried your pork rinds, and they had salt and vinegar flavored. Golly, they could fry some pork rinds, let me tell you. We did not go to the flea market what we didn't bring pork rinds home. Okay, what we didn't bring pork rinds home. But so I got her those. I got Jacob a few little toys. I got some new snacks for the Hocus Pocus bag. He picked out the gummies. He saw the gummies, the ones kinds I get at home. He picked them out. And then I got him one of them swords like I had got Sebastian. It stacks in itself, and so when it's down, then you sling like that, and it goes, you know, the little sections come out. Look, little plastic thing. And I said, he goes, "Oh!" I said, "Yeah, your sword." He goes, "No, that's a bubble blast," something like that, because that's what Sebastian called it, because he was using it to pop bubbles when we were out there playing. So, boy, he wanted that open right away. So I got him that, and I got me some. They had the like cup of noodles. They had 3 packs. I think it's a 3-pack. $1.25 for 3-pack. I was in a hurry because I had to get down here. So I didn't check Walmart's to see if it was a good deal or not, but I got them. And I'm going to put them in there in my stock. That'll be a good, if a storm comes through and cuts the power off, because we've had some bad ones before. That'll be a good one just to ball up some water and make a quick something to eat. So I got those. And gosh, I spent a lot of money, but a lot went on Holly and Jacob. Oh, Modern Pantry. I've never seen this before. Modern Pantry has chocolate milk. 1% chocolate milk. I think it was 1%. So I got 2 of those to go with my other milks. I could have really gotten them all, but I just got 2 like my other ones. And then I did splurge on this, a Crush, because they didn't have the Fanta pineapple. That's my newest guilty pleasure, is to drink a pineapple drink on the way home. Oh, dude. They got this road where you have to go down and make a U-turn to get back on the other side, instead of up here just having the lights turning. No, they put in a whole rigmarole. I don't know who designs roads. Do y'all? They do some funny stuff. But I don't know what else I got. I didn't get much nothing good. Oh, I did get a cocoa butter stick. They had one that's like regular, kind of like a Vaseline stick for dry skin, and it's cocoa butter. It's not like it's clear, so it's more Vaseline. You can tell they tried to make it look like the Vaseline brand sticker, but it's just a roll-up stick. And I got down here where the ants bit me, I have got a patch of skin that when I scratch it, it just claws off skin, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's terrible. And I got rebit in the same area apparently yesterday, started itching. I thought, did I didn't tell y'all this? I think I didn't tell y'all this. Did I? Oh, I was telling David. It was itching like crazy. I woke up in the middle of the night scratching it, just clawing it off. And so I got up and I went in there and sat down and I was rubbing it. Instead of scratching, I was rubbing across, trying to feel where the bumps were. I felt a blister, a good sized blister. And I rubbed across it and it popped and the liquid went everywhere. I'm like, well, that was a fresh skeeter bite, because that's what those skeeter bites did to me. They made blisters on me. So I got fresh skeeter bites down there, and I didn't see them. I got some up here on my arm too. So, but boy, there was nothing like there was this summer. But anyway, I'm gonna go home now. I don't think I'm gonna do nothing else to show y'all today. I might try to work on my crafts. Maybe. We shall see. So, well, that is it for our garden journey. Planting of the fall. And you know what? I didn't even film. I could have filmed them planting for something interesting, instead of me just on here talking. But I got out there and got busy, and I didn't even think to open my phone up. So I apologize. I'm so sorry. This was a garden journey of all my mouth jaw jacking. So all right, well, I'm gonna quit then. That's it. I ain't talking no more. See you when I see you.